Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, a re-review from my old channel on a classic horror movie from the late 90s. It's the Blair Witch Project. Let's check it out. This is our trio, Josh, there it's Mike, and Heather is holding the camera. They're doing a documentary about the Blair Witch, and they're heading out into the woods.
Don't forget to meet your mama. God bless them. They're supposed to eat it. We need that for the rest of the shoot. This is Burkittsville, formerly Blair. It is a small, quiet Maryland town.
They interview townsfolk about the legend of the Blair Witch.
A place up there, been there for a long, long time.
You've heard of the Blair Witch story, but it's not true. It's not true.
Finally, one day, old Mr. Park come down into the market and said, "I'm finally finished."
And what did he mean by that?
Well, I guess nobody knew at first, but
They meet Mary, someone who allegedly confronted the Blair Witch years ago.
Yeah, and her legs and her, you could see.
Right. How about her face?
So they spend a night in the hotel, and the next day they get their gear and they're off to the woods. And just one day later, they're lost.
Exactly where we're going. I just feel it's necessary to look at the map now, even though I know where we're going, and we're going straight ahead up there.
you know where we're going. Wouldn't be hiking.
Something that Mary Brown said the other day.
Piles of rocks.
What was the story from the Bible that she was telling us? Fuck, I wasn't listening to her because I thought she was a lunatic. It was Esau, but it was something about a pile of rocks.
Hearing something in the night, messing with him.
If people are going to try and come out here and mess with us, then they got to have something wrong with them, and I'm not going to play with that.
And how do we know it was people?
Well, even if it wasn't, I'm not going to play with that either. Turn the camera off and get us home.
No, I'm not turning the camera off. I want to mark this occasion.
Give me the map.
The map is in my pocket. You're going to have to wait a second. You want to see the map? I'm really happy you find it very amusing, but I'm going to be incredibly uncomfortable for the rest of the day.
Dude, uncomfort just is not even.
Can we keep going?
I kicked that fucking map into the creek yesterday.
That's why the map is gone.
Kick that fucker into the creek.
I fucking hope he's kidding. I'm 16.
It's a fucking camera.
I have no idea.
Christ. That's fucking creepy.
This is no redneck. No redneck is this creative. I'm getting fucking like this.
Opened it up. It's still on my fucking water. I got a cheeseburger.
So they have to spend another night in the woods because they're lost.
You know what I fucking love?
What?
Mashed potatoes.
The next morning,
Out of earshot.
Josh is missing.
Josh!
Calm down.
How can I go? Josh!
Josh, where are you? Tell me where you are! Now it's finished. I will get to see it. Get off me in the woods.
I'm scared to close my eyes. I'm scared to open them.
They continue to search day and night, and that night they find a house. Looks quite inviting, doesn't it?
I hear him. I hear him. I hear you. Josh!
Gets separated in the house. Mike has a camera. He's down in the basement by himself.
Josh!
Heather shortly thereafter follows. right, let's talk about the Blair Witch Project. It came out in 1999. This was like the first movie that had basically like an internet campaign to really get it jump-started. And people were really excited about it when it came out. The movie is a found footage movie where allegedly 3 people went off to search for this, or they were doing like a documentary on the Blair Witch, some sort of a fabled witch that lived in the somewhere in Maryland. And they disappeared in the woods, and then a year later their footage was found, and that's basically what the movie is. But when they were creating this movie, they did a really good backstory. They had everything on the internet, basically leading up to it, so you knew everything that was supposed to happen and all the history of the Blair Witch. So almost like some people thought, the story was real, that sort of thing. So they had a lot of hype, and this movie was quite successful. I think it made like $120 million on a budget of, I don't know what it was, but it was very small. So anyway, we have 3 college students who go out into the woods, Heather, Mike, and Josh, and they're doing a documentary about the Blair Witch. And of course, while they're out there, they end up getting lost. And they can't find their way out. They have a map, but every time they seem to go in the right direction, they end up going in circles, and they're just completely lost. Now, night after night, they're camping out there, and strange things start to happen. They start to hear things. They see these piles of rocks in front of their tent, and one day they find this weird, I don't know if it's a cemetery or what exactly it is, where all these branches and things were tied in ropes and knots and things, and it's just kind of overall spookiness is what it was. And then one day, Josh disappeared. He wasn't there, and then they found what I think it's supposed to be his teeth in a little baggie, so they freaked out. Mike and Heather still did. They found like a house then one night. They went into the house and they could hear Josh screaming and stuff. They ended up getting separated. Something got Josh, thumped him, and then something got Heather too, thumped her, and that was it. That's the movie. The very last scene in the movie showed Heather coming down the stairs, and she could see Mike standing in the corner, which is what the alleged Blair Witch had done years earlier when they killed people and stuff. Killed one while the other one sat in the corner and stared, and that's what happened here too. Now, when I first saw this movie in the theater, actually it was the second time I saw it in the theater, as we entered the lobby afterwards, there was somebody standing in the corner, somebody who worked at the movie theater, obviously. That was a pretty cool thing, actually. But anyway, that is the Blair Witch Project. I know some people criticized it at the time because of the camera motion, the wobbly stuff. They thought they were going to get sick watching it. That never happened to me, and it still doesn't. Now, they made a sequel to this called, was it Book of Shadows or something like that? Which I remember being total shit. It was awful. Then they made a remake a couple years ago called Blair Witch, which I think I reviewed on my other channel, my previous channel, and I don't remember much about it, to be honest with you. I think it was halfway decent, though. But anyway, that's it, the Blair Witch Project. So anyway, I really like this movie. I think it's very well done, and it's got some spookiness to it, and the whole backstory stuff, the fact that some of it's in black and white, and it's shot like a documentary, it has a overall touch of realism to it, which I really like. Not obviously not a lot of violence, in fact almost none really, but so there are some genuine scares in it. I appreciate that. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say about the Blair Witch Project. Quite successful film, actually. So anyway, I'm sure everybody's seen it. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments. It's the Blair Witch Project. Watch it again. Bye.